scandals, disappearances, and even hints of murder. Across Sims 1 to 4, family bios, photo albums, and subtle Easter eggs reveal a tangled web of mysteries, from Bella Goth's vanishing act to hidden tragedies in lesser-known households. We begin with the mystery that defines the franchise, Bella Goth. In The Sims 2, Bella is missing. Her family is still in the big Goth mansion, but she isn't there. The last confirmed sighting was on Don Lothario's balcony. She was looking through a telescope. After that night, she never came home. Mortimer ages alone. Cassandra is engaged to Don, the man from that balcony. Alexander is a child growing up in a house that feels a little too quiet. A woman who looks like Bella walks around Strangetown, but she doesn't seem to know who she is. In Pleasantview, milk cartons show Bella as a missing person. Most players read these clues the same way. She was taken by aliens. That explanation fits the sci-fi tone of The Sims 2, but Pleasantview adds motives that are hard to ignore. The Caliente sisters, Dinah and Nina, arrive in town the same night Bella vanishes. Dina quickly focuses on Mortimer, who is rich and now possibly single. Nina is seeing Don, while Don is also engaged to Cassandra. If Bella is gone, Dina can marry Mortimer, Don can avoid a wedding, and Cassandra's plans fall apart. The Caliente family tree also includes alien heritage. They don't have powers, but it does connect them to the abduction theme. The Sims 3, which is set years earlier, even plants books that ask, "Where's Bella?" long before she disappears. Developers later hinted that Bella eventually turns up far in the future, but they never explain the missing years. The case stays open, and that is why players still talk about it. Before we go deeper, it helps to see where all of this started. In The Sims 1, the Goths already stand out. Mortimer is a quiet intellectual who spends nights at a workbench or writing. Bella loves the paranormal and social scenes. Cassandra is a child. Bella's brother, Michael Batchelor, also lives in the world as a young adult. Another core family, the newbies, Bob and Betty, act as the friendly tutorial couple, and the Pleasant family is present in an earlier form. Jeff and Diane Pleasant raise their children, Daniel and Jennifer. Those names matter later. Daniel grows up to marry Mary Sue. Jennifer marries John Burb, creating the Burb household in The Sims 2. That link from Jeff and Diane to Daniel, Jennifer, and finally to Mary Sue, John, and Lucy Burb gives Pleasantview a solid timeline. It proves the neighborhoods are not random, they are built to connect. Back in Pleasantview, the mask of that suburb slips fast. The Pleasant family is a good example. Mary Sue is focused on work. Daniel is at home. When the game starts, he is alone with the maid, Kaylin. Their twin daughters live in the middle of that tension. Angela is the favored child. Lilith feels ignored and acts out. If you don't touch anything, there is a chance Mary Sue comes home early and catches the affair right away. This is not a ghost story or a horror plot. It is a simple, messy family. That honesty makes it feel real. The Broke family shows how the series mixes dark humor and tragedy. Brandy Broke is a young widow with 2 children and another on the way. Her husband Skip died in a pool ladder accident. In the old games, players could remove a pool ladder and Sims would not be able to climb out. The Broke lot includes a pool with no ladder at all. It reads like a cruel joke from the developers, but later hints say Skip disappeared for a while before he was found. That small detail makes the story feel colder. Brandy is also linked to the original game. Her maiden name is Newbie. She is the daughter of Bob and Betty Newbie from The Sims 1. Both of her parents are dead by the time of The Sims 2. She is truly on her own. Her current pregnancy is preset in the save, with Skip marked as the father, which adds one more reminder that the past still reaches into her life. Back to the Calientes and Don. Dina is recently widowed. Her late husband was Michael Batchelor, Bella's brother. After his death, Dina turns to Mortimer. Nina is involved with Don, but Don is still seeing other women. Cassandra wants a wedding. Don wants freedom. Dina wants a safe life with money. Bella stands in the way of all of those paths. When she disappears, everyone except the Goths benefits. That pattern gives the town a clear shape. Pleasantview learns to live with a choice no one admits out loud. Move to Strangetown and the secrets are not hidden at all. The desert is full of odd plants, crashed UFOs, and eccentric scientists. A retired alien called P.T. Ninesmith marries a human, Jenny. They raise 2 children with green skin and antennas, Johnny and Jill. Jenny's brothers, the curious trio, Laszlo, Vidkund, and Pascal, try to meet aliens on purpose. One brother, Pascal, is already pregnant after an abduction. Next door, General Buzz Grunt hates aliens, but can't stop his youngest son, Buck, from making friends with them. His older sons, Tank and Rip, fight each other as much as they fight outsiders. Strangetown is a network, military, science, aliens, and one other piece that changes everything: Olive Spectre. Olive lives at 13 Dead End Lane. Her yard has more than 20 tombstones. Some are past husbands, some are relatives, some are townies who died on her property. The names on the graves often contain dark jokes. Olive's bio says she will do anything to get what she wants. Her memories show that a man once left her at the altar. His grave later appears on her lot. The theory most players accept is simple. Olive fell in love with the Grim Reaper. Every time someone died, she saw him again. So she made sure more people died. The final piece is her son, Nervous Subject. Olive gave birth to him when she was already an elder, which should be impossible. The game lists Olive as the mother and leaves the father unknown. In a town like this, the only answer that fits is also the wildest one. Grim is the father. One more detail ties the neighborhood together. Olive is the legal guardian of her teen niece, Ophelia Nigmos. Ophelia dates Johnny Smith, the half-alien next door. Even Olive's household pulls the alien and human sides of Strangetown into one story. Nervous does not grow up in a safe place. Social services remove him from Olive, and he ends up with the Beakers, Loki, and Cersei. They are scientists who see Nervous as a test subject. He lives in their home as a prisoner. His lifetime wish is simply to grow up, like he never got the chance. The Beakers move to Strangetown to work without limits, and Nervous is the proof. Players often choose to rescue him, move him out, and give him a normal life. It is one of the moments where the game quietly asks you to step in. A later world in The Sims 3, Midnight Hollow, even shows a younger Olive with a toddler Nervous, and the local lore there repeats the idea that Olive had an unusual romance with the Reaper. The games never say the words directly, but the pattern is clear enough that most players accept it. Veronaville is another base neighborhood in The Sims 2, and it feels like a play. 2 families, the Caps and the Monties, have hated each other for generations. Their teens, Juliet Cap and Romeo Monty, fall in love anyway. The family trees show many recent deaths on both sides. Parents and grandparents died younger than they should have. Some memory timelines do not line up, which might be a mistake, or might be a way of keeping things hazy. One story is clear. Antonio Monti's wife, Hero, is dead. Antonio says he wants to find out how it happened. His son believes he may be the key to solving it one day. Around them, names echo Shakespeare. Tybalt Cap acts like a bully and protector. Hermia Cap, Juliet's cousin, dates Puck Summerdream. The Summer Dream household, Oberon, Titania, Puck, and Bottom, acts as a neutral space that hopes the feud will end.
Oh, Father Silo! Oh, Revivo! Oh.
On the Monty side, Patrizio and Isabella lead a proud, stubborn family. On the Cap side, Consort Cap runs his house like a business. Veronaville lays out the pieces and lets you decide who is to blame. You can try to end the feud with a marriage, or you can continue the cycle and create more tragedy. The store world Monte Vista in The Sims 3 even introduces Monty ancestors, connecting the families to an older Italian setting and reinforcing that this conflict goes back a long way. The Sims 3 acts as a prequel. It shows younger versions of well-known families and spreads smaller clues across its towns. In Sunset Valley, we meet Gunther and Cornelia Goth raising young Mortimer, while Bella Bachelor is still a child living with her parents, Simis and Jocasta, and her teen brother, Michael. The Landgraabs stand out across the series. They are rich in every game. The question is how they became rich. A text in The Sims 2 already hinted that the fortune appeared very suddenly around 1900 and that people suspected foul play. The Sims 3 supports that idea. Descriptions mention force, bribery, gunboat diplomacy, and broken treaties. The joke in the name becomes real. Land grab. The family did not simply earn wealth, they took it and then wrote their own history. There is no single crime to solve, but there is a long pattern of them. World Adventures even hides a Chateau du Landgraab in the French world, an old estate full of traps and treasure, which makes their reach feel international and very old. Don Lothario is a different kind of mystery. In Riverview, a bonus town for The Sims 3, Don wakes up on a farm with no idea how he got there. He remembers stepping on a teleporter, hearing several women laugh, and then blacking out. Before that moment, he was choosing between marrying Cassandra or staying single. Now he is in the past, far away from Pleasantview, staring at a scarecrow that looks like him. The obvious idea is also the funniest. The women he hurt worked together and sent him away. It is a joke with a sharp edge. In The Sims, karma often looks like a household object. The Ambitions expansion later adds a time machine object, which makes the teleporter story feel even more possible inside the game's logic. Twinbrook, from Ambitions, takes the series into southern Gothic territory. The town feels damp and secretive. Many ghosts share the same pale green skin and bare feet, suggesting a common cause. Steward Curious, related to the Strangetown family, dies by meteor strike, which almost never happens. Twin sisters, Lacey and Macy, both die young in fires. Lacey's husband, Juan Dera, is an inventor whose machines have a habit of exploding. Meanwhile, a young woman named Pixie Carlton dies by electrocution, and her urn appears in the home of the Racket family, a group known for crime and greed. The game never states a full story, but the scene is clear. Twinbrook is full of accidents that might not be accidents at all. You can play the town as written, or treat it like a cold case file and decide who is responsible. Another small clue from The Sims 3 changes how the Goth mansion feels. In extended content, a young adult named Lolita Goth appears in the family crypt. She died by electrocution. She is the only Goth who did not reach old age before dying. Across the entire series, the Goth home avoids modern electronics. Some relatives are even technophobes. It makes sense to connect these ideas. If a young family member died in an electrical accident, the rest of the family might remove risky devices and live in a more old-fashioned way. It turns a style choice into a memorial. On a similar note, Agnes Crumplebottom loses her husband, on their honeymoon and becomes the stern widow the series loves to reference. Mourning shapes both characters and houses in this world. The Sims 4 restarts the timeline, but keeps the taste for mystery. The Goths return in Willow Creek. Mortimer works as a writer. Bella serves in the secret agent career. Cassandra is a teen, and Alexander is still a child. The Landgraabs appear as Nancy, a powerful business figure, and Jeffrey, a kinder doctor, raising their teen son, Malcolm. A young entertainer in Oasis Springs named Johnny Zest lives alone in a trailer. His story implies he's a disowned Landgraab who lost the surname after choosing a different life. The Calientes move to Oasis Springs as well, with a twist. Katrina Caliente is the household head, and Dina and Nina are her daughters. Don Lothario often lives with them as a roommate or romantic complication, tying the old Pleasantview triangle into a new arrangement. In Windenburg, Jacques Villarreal is an elderly criminal who lives with his 3 children. Their mother is missing. The family bio calls her disappearance mysterious. In a trailer, Jacques is shown dancing with a young blonde woman who never appears in the household. In the mansion's secret basement, a cowplant skull hangs on the wall. In The Sims, a cowplant can eat a Sim. The hints point in one direction. Something bad happened, and Jacques either caused it or covered it up. The youngest child, Max, already has the evil trait. The pattern may repeat. Windenburg also holds the Von Hunt estate, a public lot with a story. Over 100 years ago, Lord Bernard Shallot and Lady Mimsy died in a fire. The official tale says Bernard threw a large painting into the fireplace during one of his dramatic moments, and the blaze got out of hand. Signs around the museum keep asking if it was really an accident or if someone else played a part. Their ghosts still walk the grounds. It is a small, focused mystery you can visit whenever you like. Strangerville offers the opposite, a full investigation. You arrive in a desert town and notice purple plants, odd spores, and townspeople who speak in a dreamy way about the mother. Military officers warn you off, but you can collect keycards, wear a hazmat suit, head into a secret lab, and find the massive mother plant underground. You can fight it, cure the town, and restore normal life, or keep the town strange on purpose. It's a rare case where the game hands you all the tools and lets you choose the ending on the spot. Other households add flavor to the world. Vladislav Stroud rules the vampire town of Forgotten Hollow and seems to be connected to most of the undead families. Judith Ward is a celebrity in Del Sol Valley who collects rivals as fast as awards. Bob and Eliza Pancakes argue so much that they feel like a modern echo of the newbies, a couple stuck in patterns that furniture cannot fix. These are not big mysteries, but they reinforce the same idea. Power protects itself. Grief leaves marks. Some people would rather stay unhappy than change. These stories last for a few simple reasons. First, the developers leave space. They offer graves, short bios, and small objects with suggestive text. They avoid long cutscenes that explain everything. Players connect the dots themselves, so the result feels personal. Second, the motives are easy to understand. Money, pride, jealousy, safety, grief. Dina wants security. Jacques wants freedom without consequences. Olive wants to see death again. The worlds are strange, but the reasons are human. Third, the player decides how each story ends. You can reunite Bella with the Goths or leave Pleasantview to live with her absence. You can stop the Capmonte feud or push it toward another funeral. You can break nervous subject out of the Beaker's lab or walk away. The strongest Sims lore is not a fixed timeline. It is an invitation to finish the story yourself. So the next time you open a save and admire a neat, quiet street, take a closer look. Is there a ladder on that pool? Is there a grave in that garden? Does that family bio sound a little too careful? The Sims is friendly, but it is never empty. Someone is always missing. Someone is always pretending. And some old problem is still sitting under the floorboards, waiting for you to notice.